everyone, it's TK. In this video, I'll be covering 5 basic dining etiquette when eating at a Japanese restaurant. So this applies to people who are traveling to Japan, as well as those in the US and Europe, all of us who like eating out at a Japanese restaurant. Now, let's face it, manners and etiquette depends on the culture, and what's okay in one country might be disrespectful in another. So let's cover the basics together so that we don't have to embarrass ourselves the next time you eat out at a Japanese restaurant. So the first one is regarding chopsticks. So a lot of the Japanese restaurants in the US provide wooden chopsticks. So what do? Well, you take them and then you split them apart, but you don't rub them together. It's actually really disrespectful to rub the chopsticks together, so don't do it. And the point of rubbing the chopsticks together is to get rid of those like wooden splinters, but they only occur in like cheap chopsticks. So by rubbing them together, you get into this habit of rubbing them even when you don't need to. And what you're communicating to the restaurant is that one, their utensils are cheap and low quality, and two, it's just bad table manners, so don't do it. I feel like it's such a common practice in the US to rub the chopsticks together that when I was a kid and just moved from Japan to US, I saw so many adults just like rubbing the chopsticks together that I thought that's what you're supposed to do, and I sort of mimicked them until my parents told me to stop. So it's just disrespectful, bad table manners. So if you're in the habit of doing them, get rid of that chopstick rubbing habit. Speaking of chopsticks, never leave your chopsticks standing vertically on top of a bowl of food. This is a big taboo in Japanese etiquette. It resembles the incense sticks, which are usually an offering made at funerals. So it's just very disrespectful to leave your chopsticks standing or like stuck standing vertically on top of a bowl of food. So when you're done with your chopsticks, you just want to place them horizontally on top of a plate, or like if you have a chopstick holder, you can just use that as well. The third one is regarding soy sauce and wasabi. When you're eating out at a sushi restaurant, never pour an excessive amount of soy sauce on your soy sauce plate. First, it's disrespectful to like waste soy sauce, and two, you're not supposed to put too much soy sauce on your sushi or sashimi. You're just supposed to put like a right amount, a tiny bit, so that it doesn't ruin the taste of your sushi or like the fish or the vegetables. And but I also see a lot of people doing is taking a lump sum of wasabi and putting that into a soy sauce plate. To the extent you don't really know if it's a soy sauce plate or a wasabi plate, it becomes just like all green and sort of black. You don't want to do that either. Traditionally, what you do is you take a little bit of soy sauce and put that on the fish or like the sashimi or the sushi, and then put that, dip that into soy sauce a tiny bit and then eat it. And it's okay to put wasabi on your soy sauce plate, just don't overdo it. Now, going back to the chopsticks manners again, there's actually a lot of manners regarding chopsticks, but that's how important it is. So at a Japanese restaurant, never pick up a food by stabbing your chopsticks onto the food. It's so disrespectful, and you're seen as very, very childish if you do that. So I understand that there's some food that are like slippery, or it might be hard to pick up with the chopsticks, especially if you're not used to eating with chopsticks. But it's okay to ask for a fork, and it's better to ask for a fork than stabbing your food with chopsticks. Now the last one is more for people traveling to Japan or people who are eating out at a high-end Japanese restaurant. But do not ask to put sugar in your green tea. So traditionally, Japanese people do not put sugar in green tea. I was even shocked when I found out that there's like sweetened green tea or like flavored green tea, like one of those like raspberry flavors. I understand that green tea is a little bitter, but that's supposed to balance out the food. So when you ask for like a pack of sugar, at a sushi restaurant, they might give you like a confused face or they probably will have it, but they will see you as a foreigner. So try not to do it in Japan. So that wraps up the 5 basic dining etiquette when eating out at a Japanese restaurant. Now, if you're eating out at a Japanese restaurant, before even worrying about manners, you have to order your food. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out my other video on Japanese food pronunciation, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.